Hello, I'm Tim Smith with the Adams County Historical Society, and welcome to another Monuments Monday on a beautiful day on the battlefield. And again, today we're going to talk a little bit about the monuments, markers, and tablets in the borough of Gettysburg. And I'd like to talk about the Pennsylvania Keystone markers. So the Pennsylvania Keystone markers were created by the Pennsylvania Department of Highways, the predecessor to PennDOT, just after the First World War. The markers were part of the Good Roads movement, which was sweeping the nation at that time. The Department of Highways report for the years 1926 to 1928 found that the state archives in Harrisburg states, the department also makes a practice of marking the limits of the boroughs with cast iron signs on which are a few facts as to the date of the community was founded and the derivation of its name. No earlier references to these markers has been found. But Highway Department documents as late as 1943 continue to make reference about these historical signs being erected. So it's believed that the program ended during World War II. At one time, there are said to have been a couple thousand of these in the state of Pennsylvania. Today, there are about 600 left. Now, in the description below, we're going to put a link to the website of the Keystone Marker Trust, which contains a database of surviving markers in Pennsylvania. I believe that there are about 45 of these in Adams County. And there are several different types of information that the markers denote. Of course, there is the town names, like Biggerville, Gettysburg, Abbottstown, New Oxford, or Fairfield. There are waterways, such as Marsh Creek, Rock Creek, Middle Creek, and Conewaga Creek mentioned on these signs. And there are historic sites, such as Russell's Tavern, just north of Gettysburg, that indicates the spot where George Washington spent the night on October 24th, 1794. That specific marker is given a date of dedication on it as 1938. And in our local Gettysburg newspaper, there's an article that talks about it being dedicated and sponsored by the Daughters of the American Revolution on June 21st, 1938. Again, giving some idea of the date of these particular Keystone markers. There are currently 4 of these markers located at the edge of Gettysburg. It is possible that there were additional markers at one time that no longer exist. Now, perhaps we should not count these markers as monuments, markers, and tablets in the town, because some of them are technically just outside the borough boundary as you enter the borough. But I'm going to count them anyway. So in our count, these markers are number 24, 25, 26, and number 27. Number 24 is located on the Fairfield Road, Route 116, on the western slopes of Seminary Ridge. Number 25 is located on Steinway Avenue on Business Route 15, basically across the street from Kentucky Fried Chicken. Number 26 is located on the Taneytown Road at the edge of the Soldiers National Cemetery, just as you enter town. And number 27 is located here north of the town along Route 34, just a short distance from the Adams County Historical Society's new museum, Gettysburg Beyond the Battle. Now, you might notice on the plaque it says Gettysburg founded 1780. And at the time these were put up, I'm not sure of the process that the Pennsylvania Highway Department would have used to find accurate information on their plaques. And 1780 was a date that was used in a lot of early literature on the Battle of Gettysburg as to the town's date. But of course we know it was 1786 when James Geddes laid out the town. And it should come as no surprise that there are other dates on other plaques in Adams County and all over the state of Pennsylvania which have erroneous information on them. Some of them have silly stories on them as to how the town got its name, like Cashtown or New Oxford, for instance. The marker for the town of Biglerville, not far up the road, tells that the town was founded in 1817 and named for Governor William Bigler. And while it's true that the post office was there, named Bigler in 1853, and it was named after the governor of Pennsylvania at the time, the town has nothing to do with the date 1817. The town was laid out by Henry Hartzell, who in 1838 purchased 106 acres of land around a prominent intersection. The first recorded deeds for the town are known from the year 1846. And by 1884, I should say 1848, everyone was calling it Middletown. And it went by that name during the American Civil War. In 1886, the post office name was changed from Bigler to Biglerville. And when the town was later incorporated in 1903, the town adopted the name Biglerville from the post office. But Middletown was a common name for towns in that time period, small villages that were in between two other larger towns. And there are several middle towns in our immediate region. So the village of Idaville was originally called Middletown, and it was laid out by Samuel White in 1817. So it would appear that someone got the two Middletowns mixed up at some point. And Biglerville has the date of the town of Idaville on their marker today. And again, I'm sure this is common throughout the state of Pennsylvania. I noticed there was a page on the Pennsylvania Keystone Marker Trust website that mentions towns who had trouble with this, and how that several towns have updated information or changed the facts and dates on their Keystone markers. I don't think that I would suggest we do that. I think that I would just go with that. Now, if you know of other Keystone markers that were once around the borough of Gettysburg that no longer exist, let us know in the comments. I do know that there was one on Route 30 East that said Rock Creek, and that one no longer exists. But check out the database on the website to all the Adams County markers, click onto them, and think about these historic markers in our town.